Hey everybody, if you've ever used your phone to use the GPS function, or maybe you've noticed your parents using the GPS function, you know that a GPS is something that helps you figure out where you are while you're driving, when you're traveling. It helps you make sense of the world that you're in. It gives you some data or truths and values to help you make sense of where you are in an unfamiliar territory. And our friends are often like that for us, right? They give us data and truths and values that help us to make sense of the world. They're the people that we look to most often when we're looking to make a choice in life. Not too long ago, we bought this car, maybe a year or so, 2 years ago now. And before we bought it, Julie and I went to some friends of ours and were asking them what they thought about this decision. We were unsure if it was a wise decision, and they gave us some data. They gave us some truths and values that they held to, that they thought would be helpful for us in making our decision. And that's often what friends do. Like, we go to friends to figure out like what's the wise thing we should do. Our friends shape our convictions. That is, the values and truths that we use to make sense of the world. Proverbs 13:20 tells us, anyone who walks with wise people grows wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm. 1 Corinthians 1:30 also describes to us that Jesus is God's wisdom for us. So if we want to know what is wise, we look to Jesus, because he shows us what wisdom is in its fullness. If we have friends that are disconnected from Jesus, they help shape convictions in our lives that are foolish or could lead us toward harm. But if we have friends who are connected to Jesus, they shape convictions in our lives that are life-giving. Philemon, in the passage we read a couple weeks ago, was a slave owner. But we see that his friend Paul followed Jesus, and as Paul followed Jesus, he came to this conviction that all people have value and dignity. The slave, or one of the slaves that Philemon owned, was Onesimus. And for some reason or another, Onesimus fled from Philemon. And in the process of fleeing, he encountered Paul along his journey. And while he was with Paul, he also became a follower of Jesus. And Paul convinced Onesimus that he should return to Philemon. And as Onesimus was returning to Philemon, he brought a letter written by Paul to Philemon. And in that letter, we see that Paul encourages Philemon to adopt a new conviction. This conviction that all people, whether someone is a slave or not a slave, that they have value and they have dignity, because this is how Jesus views people. The wisdom of Paul was helpful is helpful in shaping Philemon's convictions about people, because we see that wise friends shape wise convictions. Wise friends shape wise convictions. What kind of friends are shaping your convictions? Are they foolish friends? That is, are they friends disconnected from Jesus and their convictions are shaping you toward harmful things? Or are your friends connected to Jesus? Are they Christ-like? Are they following after Jesus and allowing Jesus' convictions to shape their life and in turn help shape the convictions of your own life? Wise friends shape wise convictions. See you later.